So let's stop complaining about the small things. And remember, every opportunity where you don't take full advantage of working towards something greater than yourself is another opportunity lost. For me, I'm not in the mind state of having any more missed opportunities, because at the end of the day, none of us know how many more we'll get. What's up, everybody? It's Coach Kev, and today I want to talk about 3 things that have been on my mind lately. That's the death of Chadwick Boseman, the NBA strike, and 2020 in general. Before I get into these things, I want to say, if you enjoy watching and listening to the content that I make, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Now, like I said, these are 3 things that I've been yearning to talk about, so without further ado, let's get it. The other day I went to go watch the Oklahoma City Thunder game vs the Houston Rockets. I wanted to decide on what player I was going to do my next video on. And if you haven't seen my previous video on Damian Lillard, I'll put it in the cards up top. Now, it's the beginning of the game and there's literally nobody on the court. So I'm thinking to myself, is the rim malfunctioning? Is there something with the lights? I don't know. But then I'm like, wait. The game is supposed to start at 6:30 and it's now 7 o'clock and there's still nobody on the court. So I do a little investigation and I'm like, oh my gosh, the NBA players went on strike because of the shooting that happened to Jacob Blake. And it first started with this statement from the Milwaukee Bucks.
The past 4 months have shed a light on the ongoing racial injustices facing our African American community. Citizens around the country have used their voices and platforms to speak out against these wrongdoings. Over the last few days in our home state of Wisconsin, we've seen the horrendous video of Jacob Blake being shot in the back 7 times by a police officer in Kenosha, and the additional shooting of protesters. Despite the overwhelming plea for change, there has been no action, so our focus today cannot be on basketball.
The Milwaukee Bucks went on strike and said they are not playing this game. And then all the other NBA teams followed suit and they decided that we are not going to play in our games either. Now, after the players decided that, they wanted to all have a meeting to see what they were gonna do next. They were even talking about canceling the season. And the crazy thing is that only the NBA players knew about this idea they had for boycotting the games. The owners didn't know, the fans didn't know, the commentators didn't know, so this was something that they just decided on themselves. The NBA players eventually decided against canceling the season, and they said they were gonna play games again. What they want is the commissioner and the NBA owners to do more when it comes to social justice, and the league agreed. So the NBA put out a statement about it, and this is what they said. The league and its players work to find a resumption date after establishing a social justice coalition which will work on voting initiatives, promoting civic engagement, and advocating for meaningful police and criminal justice reform. Now, I don't know what's gonna come out of this. I don't know if this is the start of some big change or if things are just gonna go back to normal. Only time will tell. But I applaud the NBA players for not only using their voices, but using their actions to be heard and to try to create change. Like I always say, it's bigger than basketball.
And it's emotional. It's emotional, especially when you're a black man and you know that when George Hill spoke, he talked about being a black man. He was hurt. He was hurt. We all hurt. We all tired of just seeing the same thing over and over again. And everybody just expect us to be okay just because we get paid great money. You know, we're human. We have real feelings, and I'm glad that we got a chance to get in a room together to talk with one another and not just cross paths and say, good luck in your game today. So.
Now I want to start off this next topic by saying rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman. He's known for many movies that he played roles in, such as 21 Bridges, Jackie Robinson, Black Panther, and many more. Now, I don't want to use this as a sad video. I want to use this video to highlight his strength. And by doing so, I'm going to list off the movies that he was working on while fighting cancer. Gods of Egypt, Captain America Civil War, Message from the King, Marshall, Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, 21 Bridges, The Five Bloods, and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. Now, after reading off that list of movies, I can't help but think, man, we really complain about the smallest things. And when I say we, I'm talking about myself included. The strength this man had to have to put out these great movies while fighting this cancer, whether it's going through chemo and all the other things that it brought on, is just incredible. Actually, words can't even begin to describe it. His story is truly an inspiration, and it's one that we all can look up to. Now, I don't know if he knew that his time on earth was coming to an end, but whether he did or didn't, the mental strength that he had to show to continue to get the work done and do what he had to do while he was still here on earth is truly amazing. So let's stop complaining about the small things. And remember, every opportunity where you don't take full advantage of working towards something greater than yourself is another opportunity lost. For me, I'm not in the mind state of having any more missed opportunities, because at the end of the day, none of us know how many more we'll get. To sum this all up, 2020 for most of us has been the worst year ever. But I've grown so much as a person, so I don't know what to think about it. You know how the saying goes, tough times can either make you or break you. It sucks that it takes hardships for most of us to see our biggest growth. So where do we go from here? Does it get better? Does it get worse? Who knows? All I know is that we have to use each and every day to find our purpose. And once we find our purpose, do the best that we can to become great at it. There's so many random occurrences and variables in life. All we can do is become great at controlling what we can control. When it's all said and done, I truly believe that this is gonna be my final statement on 2020. I hate what it's put us all through, but I love the person that it has begun to turn me into. To end this off, I'm gonna show you the video tribute that I did for Chadwick Boseman on my Instagram page. If you wanna follow me, I'll put my name on the screen and my link in the description. Till next time, this is Coach Kev, purpose driven, and I'm out. Peace. To sit here and act like I know everything just wouldn't be genuine on my part. So I'm not ashamed to say that there are some things that just don't make sense to me. Maybe we're not meant to understand all things, but Chadwick was just starting to hit his stride. He was on his way to being named amongst the greats, and just like that, man, 2020 has been the worst year ever, and it's still not over. Can it get worse than this? Or are we finally going to start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel? I remember making a video like this in the early stages of the pandemic, saying I don't know if things are going to get worse from here. Well, they have. I honestly don't know what else to say, but do your best to live with no regrets. Don't take anything for granted. Live in the moment. And never forget that we have a responsibility each and every day to work towards becoming the best versions of ourselves.
In my culture, death is not the end. It's more of a stepping off point.